This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, activists in Wellington want to change to compulsory cycle helmet laws, but one Queenstown woman says her helmet saved her life. The artist speaks after debate around the cost of Ed Sheeran's street art. And we catch up with some furry interlopers on campus. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. A Queenstown drink driving victim who suffered serious injuries in a crash says wearing a helmet saved her life. Cycle helmets are compulsory in New Zealand, but activists in Wellington want the law changed. Mina Amso found out more.
Drink driving crash victim Motsuku Morisu says she's lucky to be alive after her accident in Queenstown a year ago. She couldn't remember if the helmet she was wearing was clipped on that day, but she says had she not been wearing a helmet, she would be dead.
My life has been changed.
Morisu suffered a brain injury and sees a physiotherapist, a speech therapist and an occupational therapist as part of her recovery. She says some aspects of her health have been getting better.
I have no headache or dizziness. It's getting better. Good. But still need to think about it.
Today, Morisu still struggles with concentration and memory. She's thankful for her work, for their support.
I'm luckier more than anyone. It's really great. And I'm working there for a year now. I really love my job, so I'm really happy.
Morisu had another bicycle-related accident in Auckland a few years ago, where a driver of a stationary car opened the car door without checking, hitting Morisu as she rode past. She says wearing a helmet then saved her life too. New Zealand's law makes it compulsory for cyclists to wear a helmet. However, activists in Wellington are calling for the rule to be scrapped. Mina Amso, The South Today.
The Tertiary Education Commission has announced its Dunedin branch will close in June, with 5 jobs to be cut. Chief Executive Tim Fowler says the organisation intends to lift Māori and Pacifica achievement. However, PSA Union Secretary Erin Polachek says the Labour government pledged to strengthen New Zealand's regional economies by basing public services in smaller cities. Polachek says the move will have the opposite effect. The Dunedin-based artist who painted the portrait of musician Ed Sheeran in Bar Street says his large watercolour work is no temporary piece. There's been debate about the cost of commissioning the work, but the artist himself says he's privileged to be doing something he loves.
Packing up pieces from a current exhibition at the Artist's Room, 20-year-old painter Tyler Kennedy Stent is pleased with how his portrait of Ed Sheeran turned out. As with his work on canvas and walls, he says he paints from photographs, and this commission was exactly the same.
You know, the photographs were really not that good quality, so I had to kind of do a fair bit of research first before I did the draft sketch and find a good enough photo which portrayed him to kind of draw from. But once I'd found one that was good enough to kind of just do a watercolour sketch in my book, that was all I needed. So when I was painting the actual mural itself, I was using my previous watercolour sketch, which was about A4 in size.
Although much of his work is quite large, like these pieces on the way into the Artist's Room, Kennedy Stent says the Ed work is his largest and gave him a little creative freedom.
His face is probably 5 times bigger than any other face I've ever done, I think, which is quite exciting. I think I really enjoyed having that opportunity to give that much detail to eyes and to his mouth, for example, because those are the parts that I love in painting. But obviously size restricts you. So when you have an eye, a pupil that big, you can really just go to town with the abstract stuff while maintaining the realism.
Tyler Kennedy Stent returned to Dunedin recently from travels to Europe and Asia with an Australian photographer. He was so struck by the poverty in parts of Asia, he's planning to return this August and regularly donates income from exhibitions. Yesterday on The South Today, A street art aficionado said Tyler Kennedy Stent will be New Zealand's most famous living artist in 20 years' time. He's not so sure.
I think that's quite a statement, but I mean, obviously that's very flattering. I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of her to say that.
Tyler Kennedy Stent is self-taught and doesn't believe in art school. He began painting 6 years ago when he was 14 years old. He says he was listening to Ed Sheeran as he painted the work, along with Janis Joplin. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
The Dunedin City Council is keen for feedback regarding its 10-year plan, which was released today. The 10-year plan outlines the services and activities the council aims to provide. Mayor of Dunedin Dave Cole says the city is humming with economic activity and creativity, but the city needs to invest in continuous improvement to make ambitions a reality. The council is proposing a rates rise of 7.3% in the first year of the plan and an average rates rise of 4.5% over the following 9 years. The council will also take on more debt and sell some commercial property. Cuddle Fix is back for another year at the University of Otago, and as Roselle LeBone reports, last year's short cuddle experiment has developed into a fully fledged furry hug.
With the university year well underway, students are already climbing the walls. That's where Cuddle Fix comes in. It's only March, but the stress of the new academic year is already getting some students down. Luckily, these furry friends of the four-legged variety are on hand to help. The Cuddle Fix program is run by Animal Rescue and the Otago SPCA and is unique to the University of Otago. These students are lining up at the Otago University Students Association for a stolen moment with one of the rescue cats.
Since there was so much interest in the event, we've had a lot of double booking, so we've actually got about 90 people come in today, so that's a huge amount of people come in just to see these kittens.
A Cuddle Fix of 8 minutes costs a gold coin donation, and many students find that 8 minutes goes some way to easing the pain of leaving their pets at home when they travel to study.
It helps let them come somewhere and let off some steam, and animals are really useful for calming people down and giving them something cute and fluffy to look at and cuddle for a couple of minutes a day.
It also helps ease tensions as the dreaded mid-year uni crunch looms.
They live in flats where they can't have pets, so it's a really good outlet, especially around exam time as well. You know, it gets very popular, so.
The sessions are held every Wednesday from 11 a.m. These cats and others are also available for adoption. Roselle LeBone, The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today, we discover some of the exotic delicacies on offer at the annual Hokitika Wild Foods Festival, and a convoy of cars travels in style from Invercargill to Bluff.
For all your news from the southern regions as it happens, go to our Facebook page. The South Today, connecting you with your community thanks to New Zealand On Air.
Wait for seed to germinate. Why not do it the smart way? For instant results, call Ready Lawn today, or for more information, go to readylawn.co.nz.
At Action Engineering, the team make their mark as innovators in engineering because they don't just make things, they provide solutions. Call now on 477 1643 or go online to see the services they provide. The Terminus Apartments, where heritage meets modern sophistication and where the past is Dunedin's future. These 1 or 2 bedroom apartments are fitted with modern amenities, room to move and spectacular harbour and city views. Contact us now to have your piece of luxury. FPOS, point of sale and cash registers. Rent, lease or buy. Mobile FPOS and fixed terminals, short or long-term rentals. Contact Anything's POS today, 0274 361 474.
Hi, Lindsay at Alex Campbell Menswear. We have our 3 stores on sale. It's our summer clearance sale. Look at all these t-shirts, 50% off. Look at all these polo shirts, 50% off. Look at all these woven shirts, short sleeves, 50% off. And there's more. Shorts. All these shorts, 50% off.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
But wait, there's more. 25% off all our regular lines off the normal price.
Free heart transmission. Please open your heart.
She is flowing freely. She is nourishing. She is loving.
Call Sunny Chin for peace in your heart.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent, and where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
EFTPOS, point of sale and cash registers. Rent, lease or buy. Mobile EFTPOS and fixed terminals, short or long-term rentals. Contact Anything's POS today. 0274 361 474.
For 3 generations, the Kilpatrick family have ensured Jimmy's pies are still world famous in the South Island. Made to an old family recipe, Jimmy's pies have been one of New Zealand's traditional takeaway foods, prepared daily on the premises alongside a range of savouries, sausage rolls and cakes. Jimmy's pies are distributed throughout the lower South Island. Jimmy's pies are sure to satisfy your travelling munchies.
Welcome back. Saturday saw the annual Wild Foods Festival being held in Hokitika, attracting around 6,000 fans of exotic food. The South Today went along to try out some of the intriguing tasty treats.
Hokitika's 29th annual Wild Foods Festival had 40 different stalls selling a wide range of different foods. It was almost impossible to pass on a delicious plate of hoo-hoo grubs, and if that sounds too plain, there were also pig extremities, locusts, snails and kangaroo on the menu, as well as the more familiar fare of wild waffles, whitebait, smoked salmon and marinated tuna. The acrobatic team, the Black Falcons, flew in formation overhead, and the band played on to the crowd, who were judged to be far better behaved than in past years. Amongst the alcohol available were shots of moonshine. Disappointingly, 9 people were arrested later for drink driving. Rudy Adrian, The South Today.
A small group of electric vehicle owners convoyed to Invercargill from Bluff this morning. They're on their way to Cape Reinga as part of an initiative called Leading the Charge. Sharon Rees explains.
A range of electric vehicles quietly rolled into Invercargill's PowerNet car park today for a bit of a recharge before making their way north. For the 4th year, the electric vehicle owners are travelling from Bluff to Cape Reinga, spreading their clean green message along the way.
We're wanting to use clean green electricity, which New Zealand has an abundance of. It's better for the atmosphere, it's better for people's health. There's no pollutants. You can stand on a motorway for ages and you're not belching horrible, nasty stuff into the people behind you. It's just the way to go.
Tesla electric vehicle owner Sean Dick showed off the specifications of his car, including the hands-free driving and ludicrous mode, which sees the car accelerate from 0 to 100 kilometres in under 3 seconds. Trouncin said the idea behind this year's Leading the Charge initiative is to encourage New Zealanders to get behind the wheel of the electric vehicles to see the benefits for themselves.
We want people to get in the cars and drive them, because that's the only way for people to understand how electricity makes a car go, how different it is from driving a petrol car. So this year we're really pushing getting people behind the steering wheel, because they get the EV grin, and once they've got the EV grin, then it's just a question of not whether, but when.
She said she could never go back to driving a petrol car, not only for environmental reasons, but for the efficiency of driving itself.
You get back in again and you start going up a hill and you're going, why are you not going any faster? I cannot believe it. So they are just a completely different way of driving.
The convoy will first make its way to Queenstown today and then through central Otago before continuing north. Sharon Rees, The South Today.
Avon Cosmetics made a surprise announcement recently that they will stop selling products in Australia and in New Zealand. The decision will affect many sales reps and their customers alike. The South Today met up with one of the Dunedin's Avon ladies.
Yep. Colleen Williamson of Dunedin is the quintessential Avon lady and has been a sales rep for Avon since 1979. The international cosmetics giant has shocked both customers and sales staff with the announcement that they are pulling out of both Australia and New Zealand. She is concerned about the impact on her customers.
We just feel as though we've had a good kick in the stomach. And of course our customers are devastated because such a lot of the customers are housebound. And they've got no computer, they've got no car, so it's really going to hurt a lot of our customers, which we're very sad about, but we can't do anything about it.
These Mrs. Elby dolls were awarded in recognition of achieving $15,000 in sales.
It's my first one that I won.
However, some sales reps make it a full-time job and sell over $100,000 worth of goods a year. Mrs. Williamson thought there could be over 50 sales reps just in Dunedin who are now out of a job. She received a letter from Avon explaining the reason for their departure.
It's advising me that part of the strategy to return Avon to the profitable long-term growth. So that's the main reason they're pulling out of Australia and New Zealand. Which to me, I don't know whether it's greed or not, but I've still got my first Avon order and my certificate of joining Avon, but I don't think I'll have a certificate for leaving it.
It is thought that over 20,000 sales reps across Australia and New Zealand will be affected by Avon's departure. Rudy Adrian, The South Today.
After the break on The South Today, the New Zealand under-18 women's ice hockey team makes the podium in international competition, and we find out what's in store with the upcoming weather.
"135 Cumberland Street is a brand new, recently listed Category 1 heritage building right in Dunedin's warehouse precinct. Only a short walk to the Octagon in the central city. These are warm, well-insulated, self-contained apartments with all you need for a short or long stay. With beautiful views onto the harbour, these Airbnbs at 135 Cumberland Street come highly recommended for your stay in Dunedin. At Action Engineering, the team make their mark as innovators in engineering because they don't just make things, they provide solutions. Call now on 477 1643 or go online to see the services they provide.
Wait for seed to germinate. Why not do it the smart way? For instant results, call Ready Lawn today, or for more information, go to readylawn.co.nz.
At Action Engineering, the team make their mark as innovators in engineering because they don't just make things, they provide solutions. Call now on 477 1643 or go online to see the services they provide.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 15 years. New doors, replacement doors, repairs and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team at 553 Kaikoai Valley Road. Visit www.garrador.co.nz or call us on 488 5676.
Active Interior Design in Mornington are the curtain and blind experts. The team can even advise you on outdoor products like awnings and umbrellas and will ensure that everything is perfect. For interior design with flair, call Active to book your free in-home consultation or call into the showroom in Mornington.
Oh, I'm not happy with this product demonstration, Ralphie. Oh, relax. It's all about balance. The balance between softness and strength. And my balance is perfect. So we won't fall? Of course not.
Hi, Ralphie.
Oh, hey there. Whoa. You fell for it. Yep, I fell for it. Cotton Softs. Softness and strength you can trust. I'm Cotton Soft on the environment too.
Helping New Zealanders to do more. Talk to MTF today.
EFTPOS, point of sale and cash registers. Rent, lease or buy. Mobile EFTPOS and fixed terminals. Short or long-term rentals. Contact Anything's POS today. 0274 361 474.
Thanks for staying with us. The New Zealand Under-18 women's ice hockey team has taken second place at the International Ice Hockey Federation's Challenge Cup of Asia. The team arrived back at Dunedin Airport with their trophy from Malaysia on Tuesday night, having placed second in the event's top division, beating the Singapore senior women's team 14-3 and the Thailand senior women's team 1-0. The Under-18 Chinese Taipei team took the gold, beating the New Zealanders 4-1. The event was a development tournament for the teams prior to attempting to qualify for the World Championships. Yesterday, hundreds of school pupils were exposed to the horrors of a head-on car crash. The simulated vehicle accident was part of an educational program for young drivers. The South Today was there.
The screams make it clear how life-changing a car crash can be. Luckily, in this case, the cries of pain are coming from an actor playing part in a simulated fatal head-on smash. The simulation is part of the Survivor 2020 Safer Journeys Expo held at the Edgar Centre yesterday. The pupils are taught the consequences of bad decisions behind the wheel. This year's program also addressed the vital role passengers can play in driver safety. The teenaged pupils, many of them learner drivers, said the message was both frightening and a wake-up call. Rudy Adrian, The South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on The South Today. A Queenstown drink driving victim who suffered serious injuries in a crash says wearing a helmet saved her life. 20-year-old artist Tyler Kennedy Stent has spoken up about his work. The Dunedin City Council commissioned Ed Sheeran street mural is now completed at a cost of more than $8,000. And Cuddlefix is back for another year at the University of Otago. And now look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome Craig Page. What have you got for us in tomorrow's paper?
Good evening. Yeah, an interesting story. Our Regional Development Minister Shane Jones has sort of quietly snuck into the city, arrived yesterday to meet up with some of the key players behind the proposed waterfront development, which was sort of came to light late last year. Dave Culler, the Mayor, and Ian Taylor from TaylorMade were among the people that met up with him and sort of gave him an outline of the vision for the waterfront area. They're hoping the city might be able to tap into that regional development fund, which the government's announced $1 billion that they're looking to distribute around the country to sort of generate a bit of development in the regions.
Certainly be a coup for Dunedin if they got a bit of help with that development too.
Well, it certainly would. I mean, only 2 weeks ago the government unveiled about $60 million in funding for various little spots around the country. So we had a catch up with Mr Jones, and he's pretty excited and impressed with the plans. It certainly hasn't ruled out the government contributing at some stage. The next step is for Dunedin, the interested parties in Dunedin, to get together, form a group and come up with a proposal to the government to get some of that money. So long way to go, but it certainly sounds promising.
And watch this space.
Yeah, definitely. There's an interesting story also, concerns out of the university, the increase in the number of secondary school pupils from around the city who are sort of congregating down at the university around flats and parties down there. Aside from the concerns about the age of some of them drinking down there, they're also saying that the students are finding them a bit of a nuisance, and that it's ruining the experience for the students. So yeah, they're going to be clamping down a little more on that, I guess. We've spoke to some of the we tried to speak to some of the secondary schools. They're not obviously wanting to get involved because it's secondary schools in their own time, but I guess lots of questions for parents too about where their kids are and what they're up to after hours. And on the sporting front, we look ahead to a big netball clash in Dunedin tomorrow. We've got the Southern Steel playing the Australian champions, Southern Coast Lightning. It's a bit of an early season clash for both of them, but the Lightning coach, Nolene Taurua, was the Southern Steel coach 2 seasons ago, so a bit of a homecoming for her. And always nice to see top-class netball in Dunedin. We don't get enough of it, so well worth going along for a look.
Definitely. So something for everyone in tomorrow's paper. Thank you, Craig. And now it's time for a look at what's in tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by MolMap.
Looking at the situation, a cold front is on its way and the airflow will tend to be milder northwesterly tomorrow and increases the front approaches. Then a period of strong cold southwesterlies and showers is likely on Friday as the front moves away. An anticyclone should approach for the weekend, bringing mostly fine weather. Looking at the southern towns, Balclutha and Catlins, you're in for increasing cloud with northwesterlies and a high of 18. Gore and Lumsden, you have fresh northwesterlies with rain later and 17 degrees. Going westwards to central Alexandra, you'll have a few gusty northwesterlies with increasing high cloud and a high of 23. Queenstown and Wanaka, you're in for freshening northwesterlies with increasing high cloud. Wanaka, you reach 20 and Queenstown slightly cooler at 18. Tiana, you need to prepare for strong northwesterlies with rain developing later on and a high of 16. Looking at the northern towns, along the east coast, Oamaru and Timaru, you're looking at moderate northerlies with some high cloud and a high of 21. Moving inland to Amarama and Twizel, you will have freshening northwesterlies with increasing high cloud and a high of 20. In Dunedin tonight, some cloud with an overnight low of 10. Tomorrow you're in for fine weather with high cloud and moderate north to northwesterly winds, reaching a high of 20 and a low of 10. And a period of rain develops early on Friday morning with strong cold southwesterly change, but it will become fine and sunny later on in the morning. Strong winds continue through to Friday night with a high of 12 and a low of 6. In Invercargill tonight it's cloudy with an overnight low of 8. Tomorrow cloudy with fresh northwesterly winds developing and a few scattered showers may be possible at times. A period of rain tomorrow night with southwesterly change giving you a high of 18 and a low of 10. And look out for showers and strong cold southwesterlies on Friday with a high of 11 and a low of 7. That's our news for this Wednesday. For the latest news from the southern region, you can follow us on Facebook and at channel39.co.nz. I hope you have a great evening. Take care, ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.